Welcome back to the Gen Z Speaks podcast. It is my great honor to announce that we are hosting a former president of the United States, Donald John Trump.
Thank you so much for having me on the podcast, Matthew. What a great place this is. Lovely place. What a great name. You're good at naming stuff. Pallet Dudes. Can I have a piece of Pallet Dudes since your viewership is probably going to go through the roof after this beautiful podcast?
It probably will, actually. I do have a question, though, as a business owner. What do you think about the liquidation business?
Can I just say, you look like you just jumped off the border with an entire cartel. You look like half caste, but I let it slide. I'll let it slide because I like your business. It's okay that you're Mexican, maybe not, maybe half Indian, whatever your ethnicity is. I'll let it slide, Matthew. Back to your question, liquidation. I know so much about liquidation. Liquidation businesses love me, and I love them. I recommend you change your name to Trump, and all the money will flow to your business. Believe me.
How would I do that?
Well, I would charge you a small fee of $1 billion, and you can maybe change your name with $1 billion. See, not that complicated.
I could change my last name for free, actually, legally.
Well, I meant the business, not you. You don't look like a Trump.
Oh.
A brown man can never look like a Trump. How dare you insult the white race like that?
Speaking of brown, did you get a tan, or where were you at?
A lot of people might be wondering, why is this guy looking like a brown man, like a brownie? Well, what happened was a lot of people said I did amazing at the debate, but a handful of people, like one or two, maybe three, possibly four,
Yeah.
said I didn't do so good. So what did I do? I went to the golf course. I played 15 rounds of golf. I went on the treadmill 17 times, and I lost a lot of weight. And guess what? I became tan. And being tan is not so bad. Not so bad. It's actually a beautiful thing. I like Kamala a little bit
Uh-huh.
more because I know what it's like to be tan.
Mr. Trump,
Yes.
how did you hit the golf course in Pennsylvania if you finished the debate at around 10:30 at night?
Well, if you take a look at
And if you think about it, actually,
Excuse me.
if you-
Excuse
if
me.
you-
Excuse me. I'm speaking.
Wow.
Excuse me.
wow,
Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm
Wow.
speaking. I'm speaking. Thank you. Quiet, please. Thank you. Thank you. What happened was the debate ended, and I went straight to the golf course. Straight to the golf course. It's called the Trump National Golf Course. By the way, I risked my life going to this golf course because I don't know if you've seen, Pennsylvania has not liked Donald Trump much. I almost got shot in the face in Pennsylvania not long ago. So it took a lot of balls to play golf. 10 rounds of golf. Actually 17, which I said previously, and I stand by that statement. 17 rounds of golf.
so that wasn't my actual question. My question was, how were you going to be tan if you were playing that late at night? It's not quite possible.
Well, if you take a look
the
at the
moon
moon.
can't actually
Well,
tan you.
no, that's not wrong. Wrong, false, so incorrect. How dare you assume that about the moon? The moon is a beautiful thing. It's not like the sun. The moon can make white people like me brown. The moon is a big thing. It's a beautiful, fat little thing that can make people tan immediately. How dare you assume? Oh my god. Whoa. The moon is a beautiful thing and it can make people tan. It's okay. I see tears coming out of your eyes. It's okay. Believe me. I cracked myself up way too much as well. You're crying. Practically, you're crying. Am I really that funny? A lot of people say I was the funniest man to ever live. Non-identifying comedian. Would you believe that? I believe it. You know this. I know this. He knows this. The Quant knows this. The Quant looks like a Manny Pacquiao wannabe with that do-rag. How dare you appropriate black culture like that? What a disgrace. What a disgrace, Quant.
What do you think about the Filipinos?
Well, the Filipinos and I go way back. If you take a look at the 1970s.
I don't want to go way back. I want to go back to last night.
Excuse
last
me.
night you
Excuse
didn't
me.
speak about the Philippines at all.
Well, if you want, let's take a
Do you
look.
not like Duarte?
If you want to talk about last night, I can talk about last night all I want. First of all, let's start off with the way the debate started. Folks, where's my camera? Point me to my camera. Is it that camera? Well, the debate started. I don't know if you noticed. A woman named Kamala Harris. I call her Little Kamala, because she is little, by the way. I can't believe I didn't say that at the debate. She's so little. When she went in for the handshake, I got a little nervous. I thought I was going to get Will Smith on stage. I thought she was going to go straight for the slap. But a lot of people have been criticizing me for calling Kamala just turned black. You remember when I said Kamala just turned black?
I do remember that.
Well, turns out now I know she actually probably isn't even black. Because as she was shaking my hand, I was overwhelmed with a smell. The smell was of chicken tikka masala. She smelled like chicken tikka masala. Now, I love chicken tikka masala. Chicken tikka masala loves me, believe me.
Okay.
But the way she shook my hand, can you believe it? It still smells like
I
chicken
don't
tikka
want to smell it on your
masala.
hand.
That's why my debate performance maybe wasn't the best. It was because of the chicken tikka masala smell that Kamala has, and now I know this more than ever before. Kamala Harris is actually Indian. She is not black.
One thing I have to ask you, Mr.
She-
Trump, please don't ever stick your hand in my face again, because I've heard
I'll
it's been
s-
in many places.
I'll stick both of
Many-
my hands.
many
Are
fishy
you,
places.
Hold on a second.
And
Are
I don't
you-
want to smell any fish.
Are you criticizing the size of my hands? Because believe me.
No.
Believe me,
I'm
I have big,
criticizing
beautiful
where
juicy
your
hands.
hands have been.
My hands have been in one of the most beautiful places.
You've
So many
grabbed
beautiful
many women
places.
by many places, and some of
Well,
those places
I don't know if I would call it that.
smell
Well,
quite fishy.
Well, can we get to the question? What a
I'm not-
disgrace you are. What a horrible interview this is going. I thought you would give me fair questions, fair, not easy,
These
but
are softball,
fair.
bro. These are softball.
These are not. How dare you call me bro? I
You
am
are my
not
bro.
a bro. I am a former president, believe it or not, of
Do you
the
not want to be my bro?
United States of America. No.
It would probably
I
strengthen
don't wanna
your
be-
argument.
I
that
don't
you
want to
like
be a
Mexicans.
bro of a man who jumped off the border with an entire cartel. Absolutely not.
Why not? It'll
Because-
strengthen your debate, bro.
Hold on a second. You're derailing my thoughts, my big, beautiful thoughts that want to be articulated properly, because yesterday was a disgrace. What a sham it was. What a sham of a job Kamala did. David Muir and Lindsay Davis. By the way, why would they hire Lindsay Davis to interview the debate? Look, my words are falling out of place like Joe Biden. By the way, Joe Biden is a disgrace. Joe Biden is right now sleeping like a dog, like a chihuahua. I call him my little chihuahua. Would you believe that? What a
I
beautiful
would
name.
believe that. Why?
What a beautiful name.
Why a
Ask your next
chihuahua?
question.
Why a chihuahua?
Ask your next question, you half Mexican immigrant. Ask the next question.
Do you feel like you missed opportunities at the debate?
Absolutely not.
Really?
Can you name me one opportunity that I missed? How dare you insinuate something like that?
Actually, yes. You didn't criticize Kamala at all about being the border czar. You called her a border czar, but you actually distinguished no opportunities in explaining how she failed the border. Instead, you took offense. And when you took offense, it derailed you
Fake news.
completely.
Fake news. Fake news. I did none of that. What alternative reality were you living in last night? I don't think you watched the debate. I think you were too busy helping your amigos jump off the border. I think you're the reason why a lot of these immigrants are actually, would you believe this, eating dogs and cats. A lot of people have told me they're even eating coyotes, which is, I guess, not so much a bad thing. It's actually probably a good thing, but not dogs and cats. Why do you think I don't own pets? Because I always knew one day these migrants would come to my home and eat my dogs and my cats. And so I have no pets. I'm a good man because I saw through the future. The future is Donald Trump, in case you were wondering, Matthew.
So unlike David, I actually follow up on my questions if you don't answer them. So why didn't you take the opportunity to criticize Kamala on her missed opportunities at the border?
Well, like I said before, it was chicken tikka masala. It was so strong, I could not help but think that Kamala is defrauding. She's a fraud. She is not black. She's Indian. Let me get that straight to you, folks. America listening in. Kamala Harris smelled like chicken tikka masala last night, and that's why I did so bad at the debate. It's the chicken tikka masala.
Oh, so you admit you did bad at the debate.
Well, not so much bad, but I think I did probably not bad. It was probably, if you want to call it that, maybe I'll let it slide. Probably not, maybe not. A lot of people are saying I did probably my best debate performance ever. If you take a look at these people, Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, all great patriots, all great Americans.
I have another question, Mr. Trump. when Kamala asked, actually didn't even ask, she said, when you were president, you were feeding China all the chips. Were you actually feeding them chips?
Hold on a second. Were you trying to do a Trump impression there?
No.
What a terrible impression. Don't ever try to imitate
didn't try
me,
that. I didn't
Matthew. Don't ever.
What are you talking about?
Don't do that. Look, you know I was the greatest president in the history of
DJT.
our country. Stop interrupting me, please.
DJT.
Quiet, please. Excuse me. I'm speaking. Thank you. See, wasn't that hard, was it? You just let the white man speak. It's that easy, folks. Back to where I was
You don't
saying.
look white right now.
Like I said before, I'm embracing this new tan. You know, I now know what it's like to be a brown person. A lot of people say I have a lot of privilege, but now I know what it's like to be brown in this beautiful brown skin. I have nothing against brown
How did your
people.
hair get more full overnight?
Well, the thing is, when you're this beautiful, God helps you in mysterious ways. So last night I needed a little bit of help. And divine help came, and all of a sudden, I look more handsome. As if, not that I needed to be more handsome, but yes. Go ahead with another one of your fake questions.
I do have a question. When you're tweeting on Truth or messaging on Truth at 3 a.m., is it really you?
By the way, Truth Social, what a success. What a beautiful success that platform has been. It's so successful. Elon was telling me he might be ending X altogether and merging it with Truth Social. Possibly.
Can we
possibly
fact check
not.
that, Quant?
Well, you don't get to fact check Donald Trump. What a disgrace you are. Fact checks are for losers.
Lindsay was
You look
fact-checking
like a
you all
winner to
night.
me. You don't look like a loser. Palette Dudes looks like a winner to me. How dare you try to make me look like a loser? Stop fact checking. Fact checks don't matter. Facts are for losers like Kamala Harris.
Lindsay was fact checking you all night last night.
Lindsay looks like a bootleg version of Kamala Harris. A lot of people were saying she practically looks like Kamala. Would you believe it? They were trying to be woke last night with the hiring of Lindsay Davis.
One thing I will say, Mr. Trump, it was a 3v1 last night.
Thank you.
You were up
Thank
there
you.
alone.
I always knew you were a great podcaster. Oh my God, you're not even Mexican. You probably look a little bit white to me.
Really?
Are you half white by any chance?
I have Spanish blood and English blood.
Come here. Give me your hand.
I don't want to touch your hand, remember, because
You have
been
to
in
touch
many
my. You have to
places,
touch my hand.
and I don't like fish.
I will
don't
leave
like
the podcast right now if you don't shake my hand. Don't do this injustice to me. The Department of Injustice is already committing a lot of injustice against Donald Trump. I'm giving you my beautiful, juicy hand, and you're refusing to shake it.
It's a
If you don't
beautiful-
shake my hand, I'll deport every single Mexican person in America. That is what is at stake right now, Matthew. A lot of Mexican people will be blaming you for their deportation if you don't shake my big juicy hand right now. Please shake my hand. I'm begging you, practically. Donald Trump has practically never begged anyone to shake his hand. What a disgrace. Okay, fine. I won't shake your hand. I never wanted to shake this fucker's hand in the first place. I don't normally curse, but I had to that time because he disrespected the 46th and soon to be 48th president of the United States.
Actually, the 45th. You were the 45th president.
That's what I said. Roll the tape. Fake news. That's basically what I said. How dare you correct me again?
And potentially 47th, right?
That's what I said.
Mr. Trump, do you think I can beat you in a golf match?
Why is that even a question? You don't look like a golfer to me. You look
Really?
more like a deporter to be, wannabe to me. You look like an illegal. I call you the illegals who should be deported immediately.
Are illegals not allowed to play golf?
Well, as long as they can't beat me, then obviously they're allowed to play. You look like a person who wouldn't even last a round of golf with me.
Mr. Trump, I was actually the captain of my high school golf team. And many would say that I'm probably the best in the state of California as a golfer.
California is for losers. Look at Kamala Harris. What a loser she is because of California. California is for losers. So I'm not surprised you're probably the best golfer in California. What a disgrace you are.
You wouldn't want California to have your back? They have the most electoral votes by far.
They're a fake state to begin with. If you take a look at California, it's filled with a lot of illegals and Filipinos who are practically illegals as well. Practically illegal. Stop
I agree with you.
Stop smiling like that, Quan, in the
I'll shake your
back.
hand. I agree with you. Filipinos are illegal.
No, I'm not going to shake
Oh.
your hand. How dare you? How dare you think I'm gonna shake your hand ever again? You will never shake Donald's hand again. The only hand you're gonna shake is of ISIS border agents. They have
I'm
more
agreeing with you.
juicier hands than me.
I'm agreeing with you.
Can you ask a fair question? I've been sitting here for 30 minutes, it feels like, because I'm sweating like a dog. I'm sweating like an absolute dog. Do you know dog? Do you know what dogs are? They sweat
Yes.
like this.
Actually, dogs don't sweat very much. That's like their genetic ability.
Not true. Not true. Google it. Google it.
Maybe
Go
if
to
you said you're sweating like a fat man,
DonaldJohnTrump.com and Google it.
you could have said you're sweating like a fat man. That would have been a better analogy.
But I'm not a fat man. Look at me. I'm so slim. I have a 8-pack. A lot of people
Do
say
you?
I'm overweight. How dare they look
Could
at
you
me?
show us your 8-pack right now?
I can't. I'll break the cameras. It's so powerful and strong with the aura of Donald Trump.
Really? Mr. Trump, I have another question for you. If Kamala asked you, hey, Donald, I will get a divorce if you are interested in, joining forces with me and, laying in bed with me, would you get a divorce with Melania?
Are you saying that Kamala might offer her hand in marriage to me? Is
Uh,
that what you're saying?
Laying in bed with her.
So
Very
not a
simple.
hand in marriage, just laying in bed.
Yep.
What kind of incel is that? I'm no incel. That sounds like a disastrous move to me. I would never do something like that. I love Melania. I've been loyal to Melania for the last 1 week, and it's been a pleasure. Melania, if you're listening, Stormy and I had nothing, basically, practically, probably, most frankly speaking, we were just friends. A lot of people say I cheated on Melania with Stormy. That's not true.
Really?
I got roofied is what's happened. I am so handsome. Stormy roofied me, Melania.
Roofied?
Please understand. I've been trying to tell Melania this for the last
Shoot.
15 years. I've been telling Melania that I got roofied. I did not cheat on Stormy, and she has not pleased me a day of our marriage since 2005.
Wow.
I'll keep at it, though.
You remember when you got married? You remember the date?
I remember the date. It was
Wow.
the 4th of July, 2005.
Kudos.
Thank you.
Very
I'm
smart.
probably the best husband to ever live in the history of the United States, maybe the world, maybe the humankind. Lots of people say I'm better than Adam, and that's saying a lot.
Better than Adam.
Probably I'm better than Abraham Lincoln as well. I was
Wow.
I am better than Abraham Lincoln.
Why would you say last night that we would be Venezuela on steroids? That's kind of a messed up thing to say about your country, isn't it?
Next question, please. Venezuela is such a disgrace. I don't even want to go there. Next question. Start giving me proper questions, not questions that you would give to your fellow illegals.
Well, you kind of look illegal to me, brown like that. You kind of look similar to me, actually.
You're being so racist. Frankly speaking, I've been the most kindest soul to you on this podcast, and your go-to mechanism is to make fun of my looks, to the way I look tan like a brown man, tan like Kamala. You're making fun of the way I look. So sad.
One thing I do have to appreciate about you, Mr. Donald, is that you're looking at me eye to eye right now. Last night with Kamala, you wouldn't even look at her. You were looking at her with some strange... it was like a side eye without actually turning your head at all.
Well, I have beautiful eyes, as you know. You know this, I know this, we all know this. Donald has the most beautiful looking, magnificent aura. I call them aura eyes. Aura eyes of Donald Trump. And my biggest concern was Kamala might commit some sort of, I don't want to go there, but Douglas doesn't seem like a handsome man to me. So if I were to look Kamala in the eyes, maybe she falls in love. Maybe, as you described earlier, maybe she divorces Douglas and comes to bed with me, which probably may not be a terrible thing if you want to know the truth.
You think Kamala's attractive?
Well, by the way, before you say that, I'm better looking than Kamala Harris. I am I am the best looking man to ever run for president and woman, man or woman. I am the best because I'm Donald Trump.
You're better looking than Van Buren?
Next question, please.
Wow.
This podcast has been a disaster so far. This is worse than my debate performance last night, and that's saying a lot coming from me.
So what do you think will happen when Kamala wins and Putin says, hey, Kamala, we are actually not exiting Ukraine, and I'm coming for Poland next, and then the rest of Europe. And
Excuse me, did you just mispronounce the country of Ukraine? You said Ukraine. It's like an Indian person. Can you please ask the question again? Sorry, I lost context after your terrible mispronunciation of Ukraine.
sorry, Mr. Trump. I will rephrase that.
President, excuse me. I'm speaking. President Trump.
Donald, can you please let me speak?
If you call me President Trump, then yes.
All right, Donald. When you lose and when Kamala wins, what happens when Putin says, "Hey, Kamala, here we are, we're still in Ukraine. I'm going to be sitting in Kyiv in about 2 weeks. And after that, I'm going to take Poland, and I will take the rest of Europe. And then I will be coming after you, United States of America."
What a terrible question. Once again, that's not going to happen because I'm not losing the presidential election, Matthew. I'm not losing it. If I lose, it's probably rigged against me. Not probably, it is. It's rigged.
You're very confident.
It's rigged against me from the very beginning. I got the most votes than any other president to ever run in our history. Isn't that incredible?
Last night you said that than any other Republican, not any other president.
Not true. Again, fake news.
Oh.
Fake news. How many more fake news stories are you going to share on this podcast? I thought this was the #1 podcast, Gen Z Speaks. This is probably the worst podcast I've been on, and I've been on quite a lot of good ones like Nelk. The Nelk boys love me.
You've been on there twice.
Lex Fridman loves me. Joe Rogan, not so much. Joe, would you have me on your podcast? Would you want to have the honor of your life to have the great president, Donald Trump, on your podcast? Let me know. My team will work out the details as long as you're fair. And frankly speaking, you must be easy because I need it right now.
Wow, you're actually asking. Lex actually asked you if you want to be on the Rogan podcast, and you had told him, "I'm not opposed to it, but I'm actually not going to go out of my way to ask for it."
Well, people change, just like Obama changed. If you take a look at what Obama did, Obama became American. This man was Kenyan last time I checked, so maybe I changed my mind, maybe not. Next question, please.
Speaking of Obama, what do you think about this this $2 bill? It's uncirculated. It's quite rare.
If you take a look, it's a $2 bill, which is a disgrace. It's not even in circulation. So, yes, Obama deserves to be on that terrible $2 bill. I should be on the $100 bill. As you know, they should replace Benjamin Franklin's dumb-looking face with the beautiful orange face, Donald John Trump.
I like Benji, though. Benji's probably a great man.
Next question, please.
You know this $2 bill is worth about $40 on eBay.
I could buy up every single $2 note in circulation in America and elsewhere. Next question, please.
Donald, when your dad walked into the Taj Mahal in Atlantic City, and he bought about $700,000 worth of chips. $4 million. I don't know why I said 700,000. That probably because that's the propaganda you spoke about last night. 700,000. But speaking, he bought 4 million in chips and then never actually used those chips. What was that about?
My father was a great man. He taught me so much about life, about liberty, about finances. For the record, he gave me a small loan of $350 million. That's it. And I made it into $6 billion. Do the math there, Matthew. What is $6 billion divided by 349 million? Probably 348, but let's say 349. So the Democrats, the crooked Democrats, don't attack me. Do the math. What's the math? You should know. Aren't you part Indian?
I'm not interested in that, actually. This is my podcast. I will go ahead and ask the questions that I'm interested in, Mr. Trump, okay? So
you
what
will
happened?
not ask the... Hold on a second. Excuse me. Answer my question. I asked you a very fair, a very simple question. If not you, Quant, can you do the math for me right now? Can you divide 6 billion by 349 million? Can you do that right now, please? I want the answer so people stop
18.
criticizing
It's
me
18.
for taking a small $349 million loan.
It's 18, Mr. Trump.
I don't trust your math anymore. You're an illegal quant. I trust the
Think about it.
Filipinos more than the Mexicans, for the record. I do. What's the math? 6 billion divided by 349 million. An easier way to do this would be, I don't know.
6,000 divided by 350.
Maybe.
18.
Probably.
Probably like
Perhaps.
17.67 or something.
18. So basically, I took a small loan of $350 million and I made it into $6 billion. Wow. I'm so good.
Are you going on record and saying that you took 350 million from your father?
349 million to be exact.
How did your dad amass this much wealth?
Well, my dad was a master tax fraud. He was the greatest fraud to ever live. And, well, I respect that a lot about him. A lot of people say it's a bad thing to be a tax fraud, but not so much. If you want to be rich like me, you must be a tax fraud.
That makes you smart, though, right?
It makes me a genius. Not
Okay.
just smart, it makes me genius. It makes me a prodigy, which a lot of people don't call me a prodigy, and they probably should. I'm going to make Melania call me a prodigy tonight. Maybe that'll change her mind about me.
About what exactly about you?
Well, I don't want to go into her for privacy reasons, but one thing I will say is don't ever break an immigrant woman's heart. Don't do it, please. Don't do it. Don't be Donald in that regard.
I do have a question. This is very serious, pressing right now, actually. Did Jeffrey Epstein ever ask you to go on his island?
Jeffrey was a terrible man, but one thing he did excellent job in was giving me the opportunity to interact and get to know some beautiful women. And a lot of them might have been, on the younger side, and that's okay, right? That's okay. You get it. You're from Mexico, and they love the young ladies down in Cabo and elsewhere.
Oh my god. Bro, this is a workout. How long has it been, man? How long has it been that I'm doing this? All right,
Only
man.
been 30 minutes.
It's look, bro. Oh my god, bro. For my voice's sake, Donald Trump
You're
is
sweating a lot.
That's it, man. Yes, because I have a
Sweating a
suit
lot.
on and it's 76 degrees. Oh my god.
Wow. What a run. I wish you could actually change your voice forever.
No,
to that.
man. Oh. If you were listening to the podcast, I had a very terrible wig on.
Huh?
I'm back.
Oh, was he gone? Was he gone, Quant?
The greatest Pakistani to ever host a podcast is
Whoa.
back.
Your hair changed color now.
Maybe I should be Trump like this. It feels better, actually.
I think you should do stand-up with the Trump wig.
I may do that.
Really?
I've done it in like a Trump impression, yeah.
But not with the...
not with a wig.
wig.
That's too much, I feel like. It's being ridiculous.
Well, it is quite ridiculous.
Dude, I'm sweating so much. Donald Trump, does he? Oh, he was sweating last night.
Was he?
It's a little bit. I could see it.
I would disagree.
Well, if you made
Trump
it this
doesn't
far,
sweat.
if you made it this far, you deserve all the love. Not if your name is Quant, but everybody else. The debate was an interesting thing that happened yesterday.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I thought it was hilarious. Honest, I was laughing almost the whole time. They were both telling blatant lies. It's just Kamala, I think, composed herself better throughout that debate.
Yeah, well, not just that. I think
Something that David and Lindsay had said, just something specific real quick before I
who are
forget.
David and Lindsay?
The moderators. Yeah. You said in as you were Trump.
Well, I forgot, man.
The moderators were talking, not talking, they were reacting to Trump. They're like, this never happened, or not. In no state is it legal to abort a baby in the 9th month. And I looked into this, and actually in Colorado and New Mexico, there is no age limit. Obviously, it's very rare
Yeah.
because that's a very immoral thing to do. But it's just, I don't know why they fact checked that incorrectly. Kind of weird.
It's hard to call candidates out on their lies live.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
But it wasn't necessarily a lie. The weird thing to me is Trump was talking about Pennsylvania, about aborting the baby in the 9th month and when they're alive even. And
it is a lie. You can't kill infants in America.
no infant yet. Oh, because did they say after the 9th month?
Yeah, he was saying you could kill babies. He was saying the Virginia
Well-
governor was like, he was basically saying the Virginia governor said that
Former.
former Virginia governor said that they could be born and we'll take a
Yeah.
look at them after or something.
Yeah, he said that. We'll
Yeah.
put them aside and talk
Yeah,
about it
that's,
after.
come on, man.
No, that's obviously not true.
Yeah.
But in the 3rd trimester, there are some places. That's murder, bro.
in the 3rd trimester.
That's murder.
The thing is, what if the mother's life is on the line? That's not murder then, is it?
That's still murder.
No, the mother's life is on the line.
It's still murder.
So what would you have people do? Ban?
No, I mean, just don't call it what it is. I mean, obviously, if the wife is on the line and the dad has to
The,
make a
the
decision.
life of the mother is at risk.
Yeah. No, I get the decision, but it's still murder, bro. Come on.
That's not murder, man.
Bro, the baby's about to be born, and you have to decide.
No, hold on a second. I'm saying if the life of the woman is on the line,
While she's there giving birth, right? You're saying. And they have
Yeah.
to make a decision instantly.
I'm not a medical expert, but I don't.
What would you do if your wife's life was on the line?
No, I don't even want to think about that.
What would you do?
The thing is, what they were talking about though, is an important issue
yeah.
that comes up in every single presidential debate.
Yeah.
It's the same.
It's important,
issue.
but nothing happens.
Well, a lot has happened actually. The Roe v. Wade has gone. It's
Yeah.
gone.
But
Which
it's like-
means states can individually decide what to do
Mhm.
with a woman's right to choose. So a lot has happened actually.
Oh, okay. Well, I just feel like there's a lot of back and forth.
There is, but a lot has happened, man.
Okay.
Like actually, a lot has happened. Like,
Really?
Yeah, man. Did you not? Have you not been looking into the news? The Roe
Yeah, I know
v.
it's gone.
Wade
Yeah.
was appealed by the Supreme Court decided
Yeah.
in a recent Supreme Court case that states should have the right to decide what they want to do
Yeah.
with a woman's right to choose as it comes to abortion.
But wasn't this the case when Roe v. Wade occurred?
No, there was a national protection
Oh, really?
that yeah.
And then Trump, what did he do
Not
with Roe
Trump.
v. Wade?
Trump just installed Supreme Court justices
Okay.
that were conservative and
revoke it.
that would if the case was presented to them rule against Roe v. Wade.
Yeah. And then now what's happened?
Well, now states are
Now
what
they-
Trump said.
okay.
States have they have a
so they constantly position.
they
it
have an
different ways.
election. States have elections now. So
Yeah.
California already protected it under their constitution.
Okay.
Abortion is legal in California.
Up to the third trimester.
I don't know about the third. I'm assuming probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
So abortion was an issue that was discussed.
Yeah.
And what else was discussed?
The border was discussed.
Yeah, the border was discussed. Here's my biggest takeaway from the debate. Donald Trump was on defense.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris was on offense.
Yeah, I agree.
When you have that in presidential debates, the debate tends to go in the favor of the person who was on offense.
Yes.
Kamala did better than Donald Trump because she was on offense. And Donald Trump underestimated Kamala. Again, what the pattern of his campaign has been, he's taken the Biden campaign. He thinks that that's the campaign that's running against him. That's not the case. This is
Yeah.
the Harris campaign, much different than the Biden campaign. And ever since he started his presidential campaign a year ago or a year and a half ago, he's been very arrogant. Didn't
Mm.
show up to any of the Republican debates. He thought he was going to destroy Biden. He may have been right, but Biden is no longer the candidate.
Yeah.
And he took Kamala Harris for granted, and she showed him last night, don't underestimate me. And hopefully he doesn't do that in the next debate. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think it's obvious Trump is he wasn't prepared. I don't think Kamala was necessarily prepared either. You think she was she was
No.
prepared for his comebacks. That's what she was prepared for.
Kamala Harris was very prepared at the debate. She did
For what?
she rehearsed so many one-liners. You could tell the
Oh,
opening statements, the closing
yeah.
statements, every single. So her team
Yeah.
Her
Okay,
team
that's
looked at every single
Yeah.
presidential debate of Trump. They analyze all the debates. They see what candidates did right, what candidates messed up
Yeah.
on, and they
Policy wise,
crafted
though,
a
she didn't
strategy.
talk about policy much at all.
She talked a lot about policy.
You think so?
I mean, I
I
would
think
like
she
her.
said a lot of nothing.
Yeah, that's what she does. She does a lot of word salads.
Yeah.
But she did talk about policy. For example, she kept saying how she was going to give everybody money. For example, she said she
Yeah.
was going to give $25,000 to
To me, that's
first-time
a
home
lot of
buyers.
nothing, bro.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't. She basically, the thing is, in economics, if a political candidate is promising to give you money,
Yeah.
somebody is going to get taxed.
Right.
It might be you, it might be somebody else, it might
Yeah.
be all of us.
Yes.
So you have to, like, there's no such thing as truly free money in economics.
Small businesses are gonna get $50,000 tax
Tax
write-offs.
deductions, $6,000 for newly born babies, right, to help with
I don't remember her saying
child
that.
care.
Okay.
$6,000, I believe she said. $6,000,
Yeah.
$25,000, and $50,000. I think she said these numbers 3 times or 2 times
Yeah.
during the course of the debate.
She didn't answer when they asked her about inflation.
Yeah, she deflected questions
Completely.
She also said she
But
lied.
that's not prepared.
What's up? Well, that's the thing about preparation in debates is to prepare how to deflect questions. So that's actually part of the preparation.
Okay.
You
Well,
are prepped
that's
on how
bullshit.
to deflect questions.
Well, okay.
Yeah, literally.
No, okay, that's
yeah.
fair. But
Yeah.
I don't think that's preparation. I think that's bullshit.
Well,
dude.
yeah, but that's the
that's
nature,
strategy.
That's the nature
Yeah.
of political debate. Sadly, in America,
Yeah.
you have to prepare to deflect questions.
Trump did the same stuff though. Deflected shit. and-
Trump.
but do you think it was a 3v1? Honestly.
Here's the thing: were the hosts biased in favor of Kamala Harris? Obviously,
You're
yeah,
right.
but that's not a good excuse. If Donald Trump really is this macho man and so smart and so cunning, debate moderators, come on.
No, it's
You
not
could-
an excuse for sure.
Yeah, but a lot of
It
people are
was, bro.
saying
it was.
they're saying that it was a 3v1. It was unfair. Okay, fine. There's always going to be adversities. You think the world of politics is fair when we're
No.
debating against Putin and
But
China?
moderators should be.
Who cares?
They should be
Sure,
unbiased.
they should be. But the thing is, when you have a candidate like Donald Trump who lies so much, what is the boundary that you fact check him on? Also, by the way, Kamala wanted to speak like 2 or 3 times, and the moderators didn't care. They just went to Trump, and Trump was like, he pointed. There was one moment I
Yeah.
won't forget. Kamala was like, "I need to address this," and
I
the
remember.
Lindsay Davis didn't even look at her. She went
Yeah.
straight to Trump and took his question. But when the situation was reversed, and Donald was like, "I have to talk. Let me
Yeah.
talk. You must let me talk. I must answer, or you're a disgrace." They let him talk.
Yeah, they did.
They did. They
They're
let him talk
afraid- they are afraid
repeatedly.
of him, bro.
So were they biased in that way? One could
They're
argue.
afraid of him, dude. They're
Okay,
just afraid.
well, that's a type
Yeah.
of bias. Why not be afraid
Maybe.
of Kamala? You know?
No, bro. Come on.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you know who Donald Trump was afraid of? Kamala Harris. He was intimidated
He was
completely.
intimidated.
He was intimidated. The
Yeah.
first, from the moment she shook his hand, he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh damn," like she did
I
that.
think that's why he didn't look at her.
Huh?
I think that's why he didn't look at her.
No, he doesn't. He does.
He was looking at Biden. Not a lot, but he was. But it was like absolutely nothing with
Yeah.
Kamala. Like he didn't even he didn't look at her, dude.
Yeah.
Did not turn his head.
Yeah.
Crazy, huh? Yeah, man. That so dude, I think it's. I don't know, bro. I think Kamala is. I think she's more prepared. I think she's a better speaker than Trump. But nobody I respect, except Cuban, is in support of Kamala. You said T Swift earlier. I don't know if that was a joke or if you were serious.
Taylor Swift is one of the most consequential people in America.
I agree.
She probably
She is
the
consequential.
greatest influencer in America right now.
I don't respect her opinion though.
Why not? Is it because she's a woman?
No, I
Is
just
it because
don't.
she has cats and not babies?
Yes, actually.
Is it because she's a catless lady? Are you saying
Catful lady.
the fact that Taylor Swift has cats
Yeah.
makes
No.
you disrespect her opinion?
No, I don't disrespect it.
So you like cat ladies. You have nothing against cat
I
ladies.
have nothing against cat ladies.
Okay, continue.
I mean, I was watching the Cuban not versus, but the Cuban Vivek.
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
Mark Cuban and Vivek.
Yeah, the pod. the
Oh
other day?
no, I have not.
Okay. Well, they had a pod, and I mean, the thing is, they're very similar situations, how they grew up, and how they started a business, and how they became self-made, successfully.
Who? Donald and
And
Mark.
Vivek,
Vivek and
Vivek and
Okay.
Cuban.
yeah.
Very, very similar upbringing. So Vivek kind of pointed that out. I thought it was very clever of him to do that. And he was like, but where we differ is you're in support of DEI and you do all this. And it's like, why? And Cuban says, well, I do what's smart for my business. I support what's smart for my business. It's still a selfish thought, right? But I still I can't grasp why he's in support of them. Like, why can't he just, if he doesn't like Trump, that's fine. You don't have to like Trump. But why can't you just say the Democratic Party's not doing good?
Well, no, I don't know what his specific stance is on. I don't know. Maybe we can ask him that. But in terms of like the debate
Yeah,
and in terms of people who support Kamala Harris,
yeah.
I don't think it matters as much. It doesn't matter
Who supports who?
No, not
Really?
Like even the Taylor Swift, maybe a little bit. Maybe
Yeah.
she'll get younger voters out, like Gen Z girls, like
I think it
18 to
will.
22.
Even millennials.
Maybe
100%, bro.
But they were all like, I don't know how much of an impact Taylor Swift will have.
Bro.
Will she have an impact? Yes,
Yeah,
she will
yeah.
have an impact. But is it gonna be enough to swing the election in Kamala Harris's favor?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't
don't
think, because don't forget that the voters are older that are the swing voters, because younger voters,
They're gonna be lib either
they're
way.
gonna be more liberal.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
You know, And I don't know if Taylor Swift is popular in the 55 to 70 age demographic, but she probably is. You know,
You
what's
think-
not to like about Taylor Swift?
You,
But
you think
yeah.
Rogan has one of the two on the pod, and you think it'll change?
no. The
Really?
thing is, bro, at the end of the day, most people already know who they're gonna vote for. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm still undecided." No, you're not. You know exactly who you like and who you don't like.
Yeah.
You've known Donald Trump for a decade. For some people, they've known
Yeah.
him for decades.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
so
true.
how long does it take for you to form your opinion on Donald Trump?
Right.
Are there really like undecided voters right now? Like I doubt it, man. How are like? Oh no, I'm still thinking. Oh, maybe
No,
like
but
Kamala
I
a little
think
bit. Maybe like
people-
Trump a little bit.
I think people disagree with both decisions. That's what makes them
Yeah.
undecided.
But is it enough? Is it such a big conundrum? You're like, Kamala or Trump. I feel like people already know.
I think people are just gonna go in their lane because of this. I mean, if there was a better Democratic person or a better Republican person, I think that would sway things better. But since they're just both bad. They're both bad candidates. It's gonna make the decision easier to stick with their lane.
Well, comparatively, right? Kamala has exceeded expectations.
She has.
Before
Yeah.
becoming the nominee, she was not popular.
Right.
Polls showed that she had a majority unfavorable rating.
Yeah.
But after the presidential debate, after she got officially nominated, she has exceeded expectations, which is very strong in her favor. So
I wish I knew the guy's name, but he's predicted. I mean, I know there's a lot of people.
there's a
that predict
professor who predicted
He's-
every single election.
9 out of 10, 9 of the last 10,
Yeah,
and he says Kamala.
he says Kamala's gonna win. Yeah,
But then I
his
was watching.
metrics are very off. Like I don't agree with every single metric
Fair.
he has. Because according to that metric, Joe Biden would win against Trump.
No,
Yes, literally. Look, his
he predicted Joe Biden was
no.
gonna win.
If you look at his metrics, right? I was watching the
Okay.
video that the New York Times did. So this is a professor. I think he's a Harvard professor. I'm not
Yeah, he
sure.
is. Yeah,
he's
yeah,
a Harvard
yeah, yeah.
professor. He's predicted
9 out of the last 10.
9 out of the last 10 elections, which
Yeah.
is huge.
Right.
You know, that's like
That is insane. 90%.
he has a system. He has 13 points, I think. And if you take a look at those 13 points,
Yeah.
Biden wins in each of those categories.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because he was
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
incumbency,
Yeah, yeah.
no
yeah.
major. He didn't even think the Hunter Biden thing was a proper scandal. They
Good
asked him
point.
about it. So
Yeah.
I don't think his system is literally like bulletproof.
No, it's not bulletproof. I
Yeah.
mean, for sure it's not bulletproof, but that's 9 out of 10 is pretty
Yeah,
crazy. I
it
mean,
is.
yeah, incumbency. Technically, there's no incumbency with this one.
Yeah.
In a way, but not really. Dude, one thing I have to say is a little off topic. I do not think it's fair, dude, how Kamala came into primary. Man.
I agree.
It's not fair at all. Trump literally, I mean, like it or not, dude, Trump took on everybody and he got his votes.
So here's the thing. So I half agree with that.
Okay.
Donald Trump skipped every single Republican debate.
Which is, that's
It's-
fine.
I don't think that's fair at all. Why
Why?
why not let people hear your thoughts out? He was like, I'm better than all these guys. I don't need to talk to them at all. They're beneath me. That's arrogance in my opinion. If you truly believe in
Okay.
yourself, if you truly believe you have better ideas, better policies, better politics, you would debate them and show people, look, I'm better than all these guys, and out of respect for the office I'm seeking, I'm giving people an opportunity to see why I am the better candidate. So Donald Trump was also undemocratic in his nomination process, but I will give it the way Kamala Harris has got the nomination was very undemocratic. It basically happened overnight.
Yeah.
She didn't get a single primary vote, and the Democratic elites decided that Kamala was going to be their savior, and that's the end of it.
I still disagree with that, but that's fine. I think that was his decision to make. I think he should have been there, but that was his decision to make. Who are we to say, hey,
It's
you have
arrogant,
to
though.
It is arrogant. That's why I disagree with it, but it is what it is. I mean,
So then the Democrats can say the same thing. It is what it is.
no, but he still ran against them. I mean, there was still.
Did he run though? He literally did not come to any of the debates. He was just on the ballot.
How many interviews has he done? He's done a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah,
Kamala has done one with CNN.
I agree. No. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm just telling you that they were both have been undemocratic in their ascent to power.
But do you call it undemocratic? Trump's? I don't know if it's undemocratic.
Trump?
It was
Well-
still people's decision.
Sure. I will give him credit for
Kamala, it wasn't nobody's decision. It was just Biden's.
It was it was not Biden's actually.
Biden's
it was,
admin,
It
no?
was Nancy Pelosi. No, Biden
What?
still wanted to run against. Yeah. So what happened was, but Joe Biden was
Okay.
refusing to leave the
Yeah.
candidacy, and Nancy Pelosi told him, "Listen, you got to go out." They pressured him. Chuck Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader,
Mhm.
pressured him. Obama indirectly said, "It's time for you to go." The Democratic elites came together,
Yeah.
and put pressure on Joe Biden, and he folded. He was not gonna fold. He literally was said, "No, I'm running. I'm running. I'm running."
Yeah.
They literally cornered him when he got COVID, when he was in his house. Not
Yeah.
actually, but but through
Right.
calls, through people, they made it clear it's time for you to go. And then they were actually smart politically. It's terrible ethically, but
Yeah.
politically they made a smart choice.
Yeah, of course.
They were like, let's just go with Kamala. She's the VP.
Yeah.
If we do an open Democratic nomination, we let Gavin Newsom get into the ring and a bunch of other candidates will look disorganized. We don't want to have an internal battle. We
Yeah.
want to portray strength. We're already down in the polls. So let's just agree, VP Kamala.
That's
And
undemocratic right there, man. To pressure
I
somebody
agree with
to do
you.
something.
Well, I agree, yeah.
I don't think Biden should be the person, but if he wants to do it, then he should run.
Biden was a liar, though, because Biden said he would not run for a second term. He lied about that. He
said that?
Yeah, he said he would not seek a second term. He basically, that's what he insinuated in 2020. He was like, I'm only going to do one term. And then again, like any other political leader, he got cocky and he was like, I want to be president again.
Yeah.
Because what do you mean? I can beat Trump again. Arrogance.
Yeah, arrogance. Everybody, bro.
He should have paved the path. But look, everything, honestly, bro, all the cards just turned out to be in Kamala's favor. Trump's
it worked out for him.
assassination attempt happened before.
It
So
worked out,
all
yeah.
the news cycles, for some reason, look,
It's actually insane. dude.
Kamala's luck
Yeah.
just prevailed, and Donald
did.
Trump's luck has not prevailed so far. Look how the tables have turned. 2 months ago, we were talking on the podcast
Yeah.
about the horrible performance of Joe Biden on the debate stage, and now
Yeah.
well, the tables have turned.
We talked about the Trump assassination.
We did.
He said that last night, bro. And it's like I kind of forgot about it. Even I know it happened, but it's like I wasn't thinking about it. It wasn't like a thing in my head.
People have short attention spans, man.
Crazy.
That's why politicians to really let ideas sit in people's heads.
Yeah.
They say the same thing over and over, and Donald has not talked about his assassination attempt enough. I think,
which is
from his point of view.
yeah, which I think that's pretty respectable, to be honest.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be the victim,
Yeah.
but listen, once in a while, you gotta.
Yeah.
Like, I think he should have talked about his assassination attempt maybe 3-4 times.
Last night.
Yeah,
Talked about it
something.
once.
Yeah, he talked about it once, and it was actually politically. And again, I'm all talking about from a
Yeah.
politics point of view. I'm
Not
not
your
saying this is the
opinion.
right thing, but it was smart of him to say, like, all of you, when you say Donald Trump is anti-democratic, Donald Trump is this, that,
Yeah.
dictator wannabe, that makes people hate me a lot more. They already hate me.
Yeah.
And that makes some nut job want to shoot me in the head. That's a fair
It's
argument
true.
to
It is
make.
a fair argument.
Just like the Democrats accuse
Yeah.
the Republicans of, saying the election was a fraud. They're saying you're inciting people to violence. I think Trump can now say,
Yeah.
because he almost did die, the same thing.
Yeah. It's dude.
Which is why
so
the two-party
bad, man.
system is not cohesive. I don't think it will
Prevail.
allow our democracy to succeed.
So what's the solution?
I don't know. I'm still wrestling with the solution. The solution is right now, short-term wise, is to give third-party candidates a chance.
So we have to take money out, basically. We have to take big money out and then allow these guys to also
Big
run.
money out, that's true. So
Yeah.
the Citizens United,
So there you go, Citizens United.
that's the Supreme Court
That
case.
is such a bullshit thing that happened, dude.
Yeah, that happened in 2010.
That is yeah.
Yeah,
How is that even? That's not democratic, dude.
it's not.
How
We
do we
can-
call ourselves a democracy when we allow stuff like that to happen?
We can talk to Scott Soames, who will be on tomorrow
Yeah.
on the podcast. He's a professor of law. We can talk to him about this. But yeah, Citizens United basically lets, in case you don't know, it lets corporate entities register
Right.
and make super PACs. So super PACs can give like unlimited amounts of money. Super PACs
Yeah.
can just give unlimited amounts of money to anyone.
You know how much money has been spent this year on the elections?
Over $1 billion probably.
15 billion.
Yeah.
15
Through super
billion
PACs?
Yeah, through super PACs.
Yeah.
Did you know that there's 800 families that basically control the sway of which votes go where because of their money?
Because yeah,
800
yeah,
bro?
sure.
comparatively to the 350 million people in this country?
Look, we've talked about this. Wealth inequality in America is through the roofs. A handful of people have all the power.
I don't have a problem with their money. That's not what I have a problem with. The government should say, "Hey, who cares? Money should be irrelevant in the government space. It should be irrelevant. It should just be who is best for the citizens and who's going to make everybody better. It's very simple.
So in a world of capitalism, though, how do you implement campaigns finance reform?
But capitalism doesn't necessarily have to integrate with democracy, does it?
What do you mean?
What I'm saying is, if people are trying to make money, right? That we can
Mhm.
have this capitalist economy. That's an economy,
Mhm.
right? Capitalism is an economy. We don't have to have a government that says, "Hey, we can take in $8 trillion, or sorry, $8 billion, and with this money we'll win." That's ridiculous.
Well, candidates love money. How would you,
But
if
but
you're?
of course, but that's undemocratic. That's
I
not
agree. Yeah,
that's not a government. That shouldn't be a government policy.
I agree. We should take money out of politics. This is a long overdue reform.
This has
Both
been-
parties are guilty of this, Democrats and Republicans.
There was 110 years, I think, where it wasn't like the biggest issue because no, I think it was less than 110. But whatever. When the Rockefellers were here, the Kaisers were here, the Carnegies were here. What they had done really is they bought out electoral votes. That's basically what they did. So they literally own these people through their money. They funded them and decided, hey, I'm giving you this amount of money, and when I give you this amount of money, I want you to vote this way or that way, basically.
Mhm.
And this was realized in the early 1900s. I don't know what it's called, but people couldn't buy people out, basically, right? And then in 2010, that's when Citizens United came about, and they said corporations can now put funding, no individuals, but corporate people can put these exuberant amounts.
Well, not corporate. It basically, like super PACs.
Super PACs,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
So indirectly, you can influence elections. Yeah.
Why did we do that?
The Supreme Court did that. Yeah. The Supreme Court is.
See, that's something that checks and balances can't succumb. They succumb to money.
Here's what I know. So it's a very technical law thing. What Citizens United,
Okay.
and I honestly think the Supreme Court justices should not serve for life. I think it should be a fixed term of
Okay.
10 to 15 years, and then you have another justice in. Because if you have people in power for like decades,
Yeah.
like I said in podcasts before, it's just not productive for a democracy. You
You're
should have
right.
term limits. There's no reason why Clarence Thomas should be on the Supreme Court for 4 decades. No reason why the guy should be on there. Because what happens is you have a bunch of old people
Yeah.
on the Supreme Court.
They get
making
stuck in their
decisions.
ways.
Just stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, we should literally encourage, if
Yeah.
not, like, not. I'm not saying make it mandatory, but I think we should for the Supreme Court to have term limits.
Dude, I don't know the solution to keeping money out. I don't think there is a solution.
There is. You could pass laws, that stop super PACs.
The problem is though, who would want that? Who in government would want that?
Yeah, because
So,
it helps them.
It helps them, so
yeah.
they wouldn't pass that.
Well, the thing in politics, man, is I don't think America has seen a truly revolutionary type of leader in the last 30 to 40 years. We haven't
You're
seen
right.
They, all of them, for the most part, have resorted to the same normal policies that establishment candidates do.
Who was the last person? Kennedy?
Well, Kennedy, I could say, yeah, you could say he
Right?
was sort of a revolutionary figure in that he stood up to the system.
Yeah.
The Cuban Missile Crisis, he was
Right.
like, no,
Yeah.
what? No, I don't want nuclear war. No, he stood up, and that's what it takes. You have to have
Yeah.
bravery and courage. Donald Trump doesn't have that. He loves himself way too much.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris does not have that. Obama didn't have that. As much as I liked him, he did not have that.
Yeah.
Bush certainly did not have that. If anything, he was a puppet of Dick Cheney.
Right.
And yeah, every other candidate, you go back to even Reagan, nope. Clinton, no. George H.W., no. His son, no. All the candidates in the
Yeah.
last 40 years, I don't think any of them have stood up to the system.
I-
Bernie Sanders tried to stand up to the system, but the thing is, he's too nice of a guy. And I'm not saying you don't have to be nice. He just is not politically cunning. You have to be politically
Yeah.
cunning
Fair.
and be a revolutionary to truly institute change in American politics.
These people all want power. That's part of it, man. I mean, you can't have somebody that wants power to be a revolutionary person. It just doesn't happen like that. You have to have some what's the word? Like humility.
You have to
like
be selfless.
Even George Washington, he didn't want that position, but they decided, hey, this will make us strong if a general comes in and he directs our country, right? That's a very selfless thing to do. He doesn't want it, but he's gonna do it for people.
They wanted to call him king, and he said no.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
just fought off
Yeah.
the biggest empire who called themselves kings and
Yeah.
queens. I don't want to call me president. And you know what? It's not in the Constitution, but I'll leave after 8 years.
Right.
That's it.
It was smart man. I mean, he did what was right, what was fair, very just. Say what you want about the guy, but
He led by example. He won us. He was one of the very key figures to help us win the Revolutionary War. He put his life on the line, and he fought for the country till he died.
we just don't have people like that anymore. Even like RFK, I think is a figure that I don't think he's a revolutionary person, but I think he says things that are disagreeable. You don't think so?
Dude, RFK, I lost all respect for him.
Why?
When he endorsed Donald Trump for president. His whole thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He says things that are disagreeable. Even Trump doesn't agree. He doesn't agree with. He said this on a recent podcast. He doesn't agree with some things Trump does, but he did it because it was the best decision for him at the moment. But that's still a political thing. That's not respectable.
Yeah. RFK
Yeah.
pretended to save the country
Yeah.
from political polarization. He was like, no, I'm better than Trump and Harris or Biden at the time.
Yeah.
I am the middle ground. These two parties are dividing each other. And then he switches.
Yeah.
2 months in, he's like, no, Donald Trump is actually the savior of our country, and I want to serve in his administration. That's not a bold leader. He is
Yeah, I mean-
literally the definition of a coward who succumbed to political pressures.
Yeah.
He's no Kennedy. He's not like his uncle. He's no Jack Kennedy. As much as he pretends to really, carry the values of the Kennedys of bravery, because his father was also assassinated, like his uncle. Like, he literally just succumbed to the political pressures of the time.
That's the thing, man. It's not the same times. It's not the '60s anymore, dude. There's no, even like, just like you said, there's like even Bernie, right? He's still trying. He's still trying, but there's no possibility. It's just not.
So one of the reasons why is both political parties
Yeah.
have brainwashed
Yeah.
Americans into picking sides.
Right.
So they have literally instilled fear in the other people. They're saying Republicans
Yeah.
are bad people. Democrats are bad people.
Right.
Each side is guilty of this. Each side has said these are not good people. Hillary Clinton famously said you could put half of Trump's supporters in a basket of deplorables.
That's insane.
She said half of Trump's
That
supporters,
is
which is
insane,
what?
dude.
Which is like 50 million people who voted for him,
That's
40 million
insane,
people
dude.
in a basket of deplorables. And listen, Donald Trump has said probably worse things. Probably worse things about the other side. He said that they're crazy liberals, lunatics, radicals. He says the same
It's
stuff.
equivalent, though. I mean,
They're both the
they're
same.
equivalent, dude. These people in office, man, Democrat or Republican, just like you said, they have no backbone. It's like they're all that's happening right now is it's all straw man. They're all attacking each other.
They're attacking each other, and they actually think they're better than the other person because they think they're saving the country. Donald
I don't know
Trump
if they actually
can't
believe that.
I think they do. Donald Trump definitely does. He lives in
I
a
don't know.
false
I mean,
reality.
Maybe. I don't think all
Donald-
these Republican candidates, I don't think they all believe that.
Not
They
saying all, I'm
are-
saying right now.
yeah.
I'm just saying about Harris and Trump.
No,
They're
yeah,
both-
they think
yeah.
they're better. 100%.
They think they're
It's
better than
arrogance.
each other. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
arrogance. But also, look at Kamala Harris, right? She was against fracking.
Yes. She's
Five-
flip flops, dude.
She flip flopped. Now she's for fracking.
Yeah.
She wanted Medicare for all. Now she does not want Medicare
Yeah.
for all. These are very big
Right.
policy shifts. Huge policy shifts.
It's crazy.
Trump, same thing. He
Abortion.
flip flops on it. He was for abortion.
He wasn't for abortion. Now he's okay.
Well, we don't
Yeah.
know. Well, he again flip
Well,
flops.
that's what he said last night, right?
Bro, 10,
Yeah.
15 years ago, there's an
Yeah.
interview of him saying, "I'm for I'm pro."
He was a Democrat before.
Yeah, which is fine. You can change your political ideologies, but like these momentous switches in beliefs and values.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
How does that happen? Because Donald wasn't. It wasn't like he was in his 20s.
Yeah, it was
He
recent.
was for abortion in his 50s,
Yeah.
and now he's almost 80. You know,
60s then. If it was 15 years ago, yeah.
or 20, whatever.
Yeah.
He's been wanting to run for president for the last 40 years.
40, you think
He's
so?
been literally not think so. This is the fact. He used to be in the 80s. Look at his interviews in the
Mhm.
90s. He was always wrestling with this idea of
He's-
running for president.
I remember watching an interview in the 80s, and he was like, or maybe 90s even, and she asked him if he wanted if he would ever consider being running for president, and he was like, politics is a very dirty game. I wouldn't want to put myself there.
He's been look at his interviews, bro. In the
Okay.
80s and 90s, like he's been wanting to run for president. They were like, well, maybe I'm taking a look. And then 2012, he almost ran for president.
Yeah, he almost ran. Yeah,
and he didn't. Yeah,
I think Obama's speech with him that turned him, dude.
when he,
I'm one thing you'll never be, president of the United States.
yeah,
That was crazy, dude. Did you see his eyes?
yeah.
He was like, "I'm gonna fucking get you, dude." That was insane.
I don't think that was like, but yeah, that probably Donald
I
Trump
think that
cares
was
a
part
lot.
of it,
You
bro.
think that was the inception?
Not it, but I think he was like, "Fuck this guy."
So you're saying Obama's roast of Donald Trump made him want to be president? That was
I
it.
think it was
That's
part of it.
sealed the deal.
I think that was part of it. That was definitely part
Well,
of it, bro.
Donald always wanted to run for president, man.
His eyes, bro. When I was watching this guy's face, it was supposed to be a roast. Okay, laugh about it.
yeah.
Does not laugh, dude. He takes things so. Even last night, he was. Kamala opened up. Actually, she opened up an opportunity for him to go after one of the policies or one thing that she's messed
Yeah.
up on, right? And then smart move on her part. She went ahead and transitioned to Trump not being able to for Trump's rallies, people
Yeah.
walking out, and he took it so personal.
Hold on a second. Are you saying people don't love me? Are you saying
Insane.
thousands of people are not coming to my rallies? What a lie.
And
I must say it's not a lie at all.
Do you remember what he said?
Yeah, he was like, people are not bored at all. People
People
you're-
don't go to your
yeah.
rallies. He's like,
He was
people
like-
aren't even at your rallies.
It
It's
was like
oh my god, laugh, dude.
he
laugh.
said, you're paying people to come to your rallies.
Yeah,
It's fake. It's AI robots.
Did he just AI
he said
robots.
fake. He
He
said
said fake,
He
yeah.
said fake. Yeah. He was
like
like
they're
saying-
bot people.
Yeah,
Like they're paid
paid
actors.
it, bought and paid for.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
One thing I will say on the internet, just browsing around, dude, I see way more Trump supporters than. But I know it doesn't mean much, but I see way more.
Yeah, whatever you're saying does not mean anything.
It
'Cause
doesn't mean
it's-
anything, but
it does
it's
not.
still trippy.
What do you mean you see more Trump supporters?
Just in the comments, just on all. I'm looking at so
Yeah.
many posts, and everybody in the there's like 3-4 people supporting Harris.
what videos are you
some
watching
likes.
though?
Just like debate clips or like debate from last night, for example.
What channel is it? You know.
One was Wealth. Do you follow Wealth?
No. Okay, so it's an Instagram account.
Another's
okay.
like it's Instagram for sure.
What else?
Real news, no bullshit.
Real news, no bullshit.
You think they
swings right.
swing right?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, because
They
I can
cover
go on
both?
TikTok. See, that's the thing, bro.
Uh-huh.
Even in internet spaces, there's a divide. So there's literally spaces with left-wing accounts, and you see.
No, I know that, dude.
Yeah.
But I think they pride themselves on not
I agree, but
doing that.
their followers tend to be more people on the right. I genuinely think so.
Really? Okay, I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
I just know what they say, but
Look at the comments.
yeah.
Look at the comments. It goes to show.
well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's more Trumpies.
yeah, because
Trumpers.
they swing to the right. The followers on that account. They do great journalism, by the way.
They do good.
Real news,
Yeah.
no bullshit
Yeah,
on
they do
Instagram.
good.
Yeah.
That guy has that. He posted something recently. Him getting out of his car, not his face or anything, but he's got money, dude. He makes money on that account.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
He got out like a Rolls or something.
Wow.
It's just sad, man. I was telling you earlier, my dad was saying that he was watching in the 90s, and like when you watched it, it was like the elite of the elites are coming together and they're facing each other. And now it's like we're facing clowns. It's like we're watching literally a laughing match. Me and him were laughing all night watching the debate. We literally said that yesterday morning. We're excited because it's gonna be hilarious. I made nachos. I
Yeah.
really made nachos to watch this, dude.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
It's hilarious.
From an entertainment point of view. As a citizen point of view, obviously I was disappointed.
Of course.
Yeah. It's
disgusting, dude.
the thing is, I do blame Donald Trump though for ruining presidential debates. You know, because if you look at, like you said, if you go
Yeah.
back in history,
Yeah.
they weren't as personal. People weren't calling each other dogs or, whatever. He didn't
Yeah,
call
yeah,
Kamala
yeah.
a dog, but he was like disgrace.
Disgrace, yeah.
And she called him a disgrace as well. But she does it. Can I just say, Kamala's political consultants
She's more savvy.
are savvy.
Yeah,
'Cause
she's more savvy.
Did you notice the way she attacked Donald Trump?
Yeah.
She did it indirectly. She
Yeah.
was saying, your general said you are a disgrace.
Yeah.
People at your
Savvy.
rally are bored.
Yeah.
People at your rally lose interest and leave. These are ways that get underneath his skin
Yeah.
without making Kamala look like the bully. But she's inciting him
Yeah.
to have that reaction because she knows Donald Trump, that if there's one thing you criticize Donald Trump on,
He's gonna
and
come.
he's you know what that thing is, right? Crowd sizes. He's obsessed with crowd sizes.
I see what you're
that's
saying.
that's the one thing that 10 times out of 10
Yeah.
will get underneath his skin, bro. first thing as president, remember
Mhm.
when he became president? What is the first thing his press secretary, White House press secretary, did?
I don't know.
Defended the size of his inauguration.
Really?
Defended, literally had pictures of his inauguration size.
Oh, an aerial view, right?
Yes.
Yes, I
Like
remember that.
literally fake pictures
Yeah.
showing like more people than there actually were.
It was
Sean
fake
Spicer.
pictures?
One of them made it seem like he had way more people than the other.
It was angles.
It was angles.
It wasn't like adding.
I don't know. My
right?
point is they were
Yeah.
trying to say that this inauguration had way more people than it actually did. They were trying to
Okay.
lie. They were trying to lie.
Yeah.
And that was his first press conference as the White House press secretary for Donald Trump. My point is
Yeah.
Kamala Harris knew that and she went along with that attack line and it worked.
It's more savvy. It's not right. It's more savvy. It's not right. You can say Trump ruined it, but you can also say that these other politicians are followers. And that's not what I want as a leader. If somebody's following Donald Trump's position on how to debate for
But
president,
is she following Donald Trump's
yeah,
position?
100%.
But she's not attacking the person directly because Donald
she
Trump
did say
doesn't
some
even-
things blatant. Yeah, she
What-
said he's a liar.
Well, yeah,
That-
she
that's-
said, yeah,
that's
she
straight
said
up,
that,
dude.
but that's the truth, though. Like I agree.
That's not
that-
that's not. But whatever, truth or not, that's not what a leader does. That's just not what a leader does.
No. Here's a leader calls out what he or she sees. So if I'm in a debate with somebody
Mhm.
who has a history of lying, pathologically lying, like Donald Trump does, calling him out for his past actions, that's holding him accountable. That's saying to the people, this guy lies. Look at this X, Y, and Z. She didn't. She brought examples of how he lied.
Yeah,
Right?
she did.
Yeah.
I did think
Kamala also lied at the debate about it.
She
It's
did
not like
lie.
she's not.
They both
She didn't
lied.
lie at all.
But my point is, I don't think that shouldn't come up, man. You shouldn't say this guy's a liar. Let the fact checkers speak for themselves. Let people watch and realize, hey, this guy's lying, and I just realized. It's more powerful when you find out that somebody's lying rather than somebody else is telling you they're lying. It's way more powerful.
Yeah.
Because you think that you're in control, right? That's just like that's a psychological thing. But something I will say strategically, I mean, in this new, I guess you want to say Trump debate style, that she did, which was smart, I think. She said in the beginning, "You're gonna see a lot of lies tonight. You're gonna see a lot," and then she kept, "What did I tell you? What did I tell you?" Right?
Yeah.
That was strategic. Not right, but it was strategic.
I don't blame her for that. There's been Republican candidates, if you
Mhm.
go back to 2016, who've tried to attack Donald Trump like directly. And
Yeah.
it didn't go well at all.
Didn't go well. Yeah.
And the way Kamala did was probably the smartest way to do it, and it got underneath his skin every single time.
Right.
She didn't, and she let
It's
things
weak,
slide
man.
too. She let things slide. Like he literally disrespected her father. He said
Yeah.
he was a Marxist. I don't know if that's the truth, but he said,
What is she gonna say?
"Huh?
What is she gonna say?
Like say I mean I'm not saying she should have said something. I'm
Yeah.
saying she let things slide, right? Like because Kamala brought up her father and he responded right back. He was like, my father was a great
Yeah,
father.
yeah.
He gave me a small loan of $350 million.
Yeah.
You know, like
He didn't say small loan.
yeah, he said like he gave me like
He gave me a loan of $350 mil.
he didn't say 350 actually at all. I just
No,
made
he
that
said-
up. No,
He
no.
said way lower, right?
He said it was a small fraction of
He said a number though. He
$400
did say
million.
a number.
No, he didn't. He said a small fraction.
I'm telling you, he said a number.
He did.
He did.
Okay. I don't think. It
I
was
don't know what the
350
number
million,
was.
though.
It
That
was.
would've
He
been-
said something lower. I don't
I
remember
just made
what.
that up to.
but-
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Okay.
If he said 350 and she said 400.
When you, I thought that's what, because I don't remember the number.
No,
I
that's
thought
supposed
that
to be
was what
funny,
he said.
man.
Oh,
That's
okay.
supposed to be like a joke. Like,
Oh.
yeah, she said I actually got 350 million. It's
Oh,
the
no.
same amount of money, 350 versus 400. But yeah, so Donald Trump should have taken the debate more seriously. And he looked mad for no reason. I don't know why he was so mad.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to run against her.
Why?
I think he's
If he's such
upset,
a-
bro, because if he loses against a girl, I think that's honestly part of it. If he loses against a girl, it's an ego hit for him. I'm just telling you what I think.
You think that's why he
believes.
was so mad?
I think he's upset that she's running against him, dude.
Well, he is upset.
Yeah.
But if he is such a revolutionary leader, like a lot of diehard Trump people,
Trumpers, yeah.
what Trump supporters say, then yeah, like don't use that as an excuse. Fight back.
Yeah.
Beat her at her own game.
Right.
Win the election fair and square, and then come on the other side and be like, I defeated her.
Yeah.
Don't give these excuses like, oh, it's already happened. What can he do? Kamala Harris is the
Yeah.
nominee. It sucks. It's undemocratic, but she is the nominee.
Yeah. No, you're right, man. I'm so tired of honestly watching this crap, dude. I'm just tired of it. It's like nothing changes, dude. I mean, it's hard to articulate, but you watch it and you see these guys saying the same things over and over. Nothing really I don't see much really happening. but then they attack each other. I don't think any president should attack another president or another candidate like that. I just don't think that's what a leader does in general. And then they attack, and then when it's their turn in office, nothing much happens. So it's like, what were you attacking for? It's like it's a game of smoke and what's the word, smoke and fire.
There are changes under presidential administrations.
Do you feel it?
So student loans, definitely. I felt it personally. That's something
How?
that personally affected me. Well, my payments got reduced. There was no interest charged on my loans under Biden.
That was because of the pandemic.
Well, even after we're not in the pandemic anymore.
That was no, but you still have zero interest.
I haven't accrued any interest on my student loans. That's exactly a direct result of his Biden's student loan policies. So right now it's
Well,
actually
I'm up the wahoo, bro. with
so
student
what
loans.
happened was with student loans is the Republicans litigated it in court.
Mhm.
And the Supreme Court held that yes, Biden can't, like, these loans can't just be gone. Like they're still loans.
Yeah.
So now my account has been placed into forbearance by the
Yeah.
government.
Yes.
It's in forbearance, which means I'm not accruing any interest. You know?
Yeah. Okay, but that's
That's what they
completely
did.
different.
I
bro.
understand.
Forbearance is
No,
completely different.
I understand. I understand. But still, after the pandemic,
Yeah.
they passed this thing called the SAVE. Not passed. They instituted a policy at the Department
Mhm.
of Education called the SAVE plan.
Yeah.
The SAVE plan lets you make minimum monthly payments of $20 to $30, right, without any interest. So that's a direct policy that Biden made that did affect me and
Yeah.
helped me out.
$20-$30 because of your loan amount.
No. Just as long as you make a certain amount of money. I think it was like I don't know exact numbers, but it was. I'm forgetting the exact numbers. My point is they made
Yeah.
a save plan for recent college graduates so they wouldn't accrue interest and just give a standard amount of money that would help them out for the next 2-3 years, as they
I didn't receive anything.
progress. Are your loans
I did get forbearance.
subsidized by the federal government? I'm not saying
consolidated
receive.
it.
I'm not saying receive. I'm saying no interest accrued on the subsidized loans by the United States federal government.
Okay, that's different. I consolidated it into a private, just so it's all in one place.
Yeah, so private that doesn't affect
That doesn't
it.
happen.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So all my loans, I didn't take any private loans out. I took all the
Okay.
loans were subsidized by,
Gotcha. Okay.
the U.S. government.
Okay. Well, fair, but majority of the loans in America are private loans.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, obviously.
Okay, but that's fair. I mean, you
I'm
got.
just
you
saying.
got-
I'm talking
yeah,
to you
yeah.
about policies
you
that,
did?
that affect. Like the
Yeah.
Muslim ban that Donald Trump had. He banned people coming from some Muslim nations.
Yeah.
He actually did that.
Yeah.
There's things that presidential administrations do that do have impact directly on people. But for the most part, do most lives change? No.
As
'Cause-
that's what as a normal citizen, dude. I haven't felt anything. Only impacts I felt, it's not a government thing, but it's inflation. That's not really a government thing.
that is a government thing, though.
I don't think inflation should be a government thing, though. I don't think so.
Well, who do you blame for the inflation?
Business. I guess tariffs. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it
tariffs.
is. Everything
That
comes
is-
back. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Everything
We're
is
literally in a. I don't know.
everything is circular. Everything is interconnected. There's no separate thing.
Yeah,
the
you're right.
economy and politics
Tariffs,
go hand in hand. And
I'm tired. I'm just tired, bro. I mean, there's no better place to live if you're trying to start a company or do something that you want to do. But then living here, you still feel like in shambles in a way.
how so? As a small business?
Yeah, as a small business owner, man, it's not easy moving around taxes. You have to hire people to know what to do, tell you, hey, how to spend money. Dude, a lot of accountants tell you to buy $100,000 car to get away from taxes. That's bullshit. Why should you have to spend 6 figures in order to get around taxes?
So what did you think of Kamala Harris's suggestion to give you as
Yeah.
a small business owner $50,000 in tax deductions? Did you appreciate that, or do you think it's a bad idea?
No, I mean, I think it's a bad idea. I think the more money they give us, the more we feel it. Somebody, I don't know who, I think it was Robert Kiyosaki, but he said that this was, I don't know why I said him. This was actually a direct line from my microeconomics teacher. There is no free lunch. Have you ever heard this term?
Of course.
There's no free lunch, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And when they try to give you money, it's coming back at you. It's going to be harder. Why? I don't want anybody's money. Just let me let me work hard for myself. Let me build pallet dudes. I don't want any shit. Let me work hard for pallet dudes. Let me build my wealth, my money. Don't intervene. Just let me do what I got to do. I don't want your money. I don't want your tax write-offs. I don't want any of it. Just make it easier for us to live. Reduce taxes, stop spending so much on bullshit things that we don't need to spend on, and make my life a little bit easier. Then yeah, I'll feel it and I'll appreciate it.
So you're saying less regulations.
Less regulations, more laissez-faire.
Okay. Yeah, that's one side of the political aisle. You know, that's yeah. There's
They-
people will disagree with that, and they'll say, "Well, we need regulations. We don't laissez-faire means businesses can just do whatever they want, and the consumers might get hurt." You know, that's the other side of the argument. But I think that applies more so to monopolies and big entities as opposed to small businesses. What are you gonna do? Maybe you can.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
When they say consumers are gonna get hurt, I'm still a consumer even though I'm a business owner.
Yeah, but you know what they mean, right? Like consumers generally who don't have businesses are just consumers. You know, that's what they're referring to.
I guess so, man. But it's just
There needs to be a balance, right? There just have a good balance. I don't think complete
Yeah.
laissez-faire is the best strategy. I think you should have some regulations, but you shouldn't have regulations to the point of people can't even start a business because they're like, I'd rather just
Right.
not go through all this BS.
yeah. 90% of the business that were closed down during the pandemic, they'll never come back. They'll
That's
never
sad.
come back.
Yeah.
They were generations, 10 years, 20 years, 40 years in business, and they will never come back.
Yeah.
It's insane, dude. Because they
sad.
wanted, I mean, I get it. They're saving lives. I don't know if that's really the truth. Maybe that's what they thought at the time. I don't know if it was fair at all. I don't think so, but
The lockdown policies
it was
were
ridiculous. dude.
terrible. They were terrible because they picked one extreme side of the policy and stuck
Yeah.
by that. States like California, right? They picked the one
Yeah.
extreme side. Florida picked the other extreme side.
Right. Made no
there
sense.
there weren't that many states that picked like a very well balanced
Yeah.
approach. Maybe I'm not familiar with that, but like it seems to me the problem in our politics,
Yeah.
this problem keeps on persisting, that we want to go to the extreme ends of things. It doesn't have to be that. You could just
You're right.
follow a middle ground
Yeah.
and things will be just fine if you do that. They didn't have to lock down my college. They
Right.
took away over a year of schooling from me.
Everybody's college.
Everybody, yes.
Everybody's.
But the thing is, not everybody's, because Texas and Florida, they were going to school, bro. In 2021,
End of 2021.
no, like beginning of 2021, they were going to school in states like Texas and Florida.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's literally, I'm talking about California,
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah. What we
what I'm
ratified.
familiar with the
Yeah.
most. They literally, and I blame the federal government and the state government for
Yeah.
this. They didn't need to lock down schools or colleges.
I
That
agree.
was a very that is I think the wrong move. Not just think, that's the wrong move. What they did.
They shut small businesses down, but then they let the Targets and Walmart stay open. Costco stay open.
Yeah. Which is terrible.
I understand people
Yeah.
need to go there to shop, but that shouldn't result in other people being shut down.
Small businesses are just as important.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then guess what happens, okay? Small businesses, they still have to pay a lease, right? So what the government did is, hey, we're going to set a law basically, right? They screwed over landlords, which isn't right in itself, but it's like, okay, you can't win both, right? So they allowed small businesses to not pay their leases for 12 months. And then guess what happened?
What?
It was a balloon payment. They had to pay all of it in one. Who can afford? My rent here is $3,500 a month.
Yeah.
3,500 times 12 is, I want to say, $21,000, right? Around $21,000. Who's gonna be able to afford paying a $21,000 payment at the very end if they weren't able to stay in business? How is that gonna happen?
Yeah. In California especially, I think the landlords got screwed over.
Landlords got screwed over because people couldn't pay that off, right? They still had to pay the banks, right, for the loan. They had to pay their mortgages on the buildings, right? And then once that year came about, nobody was able to afford the balloon payments. And so the business took off. Their credit probably went to shit, but doesn't matter to the landlord if their credit went to shit, right? They just got screwed over. It was just everything. It was just a really poorly functional society for those 2 years.
I think this stems from a false sense of the following idea.
Okay.
Politicians tell Americans that my policies will save you. And then in turn,
Yeah.
American voters expect this politician will save me.
Yeah.
Not saying all, I'm saying this is what happens
That's
a
what
lot
happens.
of the times.
Yeah.
And voters need to realize a government can't save you.
Right.
The government can better your life,
Yeah.
yes, but they can't save you. They can't make you rich unless you are already rich, then the government can definitely make you rich
Yeah.
by tax
Could help
cuts
you.
and influence, then
Yeah.
yes. But if you're somebody who doesn't have a lot of money, the government can't save you.
Mm.
The government can only make your life better. And politicians are unethical because a lot of them keep repeating this lie that my
Yeah.
policies will make you more rich. My policies will save you. The government should never be able to save you economically
Right.
unless times are really dire, unless there's a recession, right? I understand. Then you could, yes, the government should intervene like it did during the pandemic, right? They
Mhm.
gave people direct stimulus, direct help. Yes, in that case, they should. But
I disagree with that.
I think it was, we needed that. I do agree with that because I think,
Yeah.
like,
If they didn't shut anything down, that wouldn't need it to happen.
yeah, but they did shut things down. So that needed to happen, you know? You're right. If they never shut anything down,
But that was just it was like a bandage. It was literally a bandage. And guess what happened as a direct result
yeah,
of
and
these
yeah, printing
supplements?
bills, yeah.
Not only
printing
printing bills,
money.
man. People got the $1,000 that the government. First of all, the government thought the $1,100 stimulus check was gonna like save people. First of all, $1,000 ain't shit, dude. When you're talking about bills, $1,000 isn't anything. It's it's 2 weeks worth of rent for an average Californian. Most people spend $1,500 to $2,000 depending on your how many rooms you have in your apartment. You're paying for 2 weeks of somebody's rent over shutting down for over a year.
They didn't just give $1,000 though.
They gave the
way more
pandemic
than that.
unemployment money as well.
One of it, everybody. I think, as long as you made under $250,000, I think that was the price,
Mhm.
income level. I think so. Personally, me, I got in direct stimulus probably $3,000.
You got 3,000.
Yeah, all of us got. You probably got.
I didn't get
3,000.
anything.
You didn't get anything.
I didn't get anything.
because you didn't file tax returns
Yeah,
right?
I did.
in 2019.
I
you
did.
filed tax returns,
2000. I actually went back and did it to try to get the stimulus
but you didn't get it.
and didn't get it.
Okay, but I filed
Yeah.
taxes, right,
Yeah.
and I got the stimulus.
Okay, if you
They
were a
gave-
college student living at home still,
Yeah,
it helps you, of course. For
Yeah.
you, it helps for sure.
yeah.
But an average person,
I think any money it's something, bro. It's something. You know, most Americans don't even have a savings account with $500 or more. That's a fact.
yeah. But guess
So
what? Was,
$1,000 is huge. You
Guess-
go a long way.
no, dude. Guess what? It was a part of that. That $500. That's a very recent number, by the way. That wasn't a number in 2018, 2017.
It,
People were given a false sense of hope. Credit card debt went up through the roof. It's higher than it's ever been. It slams people in general. People got this money. Do you know what went up in sales? Luxury items went up in sales. Luxury products being purchased went up in sales during the pandemic when this money was being given. The pandemic unemployment money was given. That made more sense. It was still a bandage. I disagree, but that made more sense. That was more money. I think that was an additional $800 a month, right, on top of whatever their unemployment was. So it made more sense.
this is a myth, though, that a lot of people say to discredit
Mm.
giving money to struggling people. They say, oh, they're going to spend it on luxury items or drugs.
It happened. It literally happened.
Like you're saying, most people who got the stimulus didn't spend it on life-saving things. They spend the money on buying like Gucci bags or luxury
I'm not saying
items.
most people. I didn't say that. I just said it
You're saying
was
some
it was
people.
higher than ever. No, I said it was higher than ever. It was higher than ever.
So I haven't looked at this
Inherently,
data. Yeah.
people said that. You can look at it.
Okay. Well, I think again, like, I think a balance,
Yeah.
like a healthy balance, is what's needed. You know,
I don't want to talk about COVID. Actually, we talked about this too much.
COVID.
Yeah.
We don't talk about COVID at all.
No, today we talked about it too much. Man.
Yeah, we did. With the the
Yeah.
presidential debate,
Yeah.
though, my biggest takeaway was in life you got to be humble to get anywhere.
Mm.
Kamala did that, and it got her past the debate. Will that be enough to make her win the election? Probably not. I'm not saying she's not gonna win or she'll lose, because I don't know what's gonna happen.
You just don't
honestly.
think that's part of
Yeah,
her
I don't
winning?
think the debate is
Yeah.
a make or break thing.
Yeah.
Unless you do like a terrible performance like Joe Biden. The debates,
That
know,
was
like
insane.
that was enough.
Yeah.
That was enough to end his campaign.
Yeah. And he did better during that debate than prior interviews, man.
Yeah, that was. I honestly didn't even think it was like that bad.
Comparatively.
Yeah,
Who
like,
is,
I give him a solid B plus. You know,
yeah. I
Biden B plus or
man,
Biden C
dude.
plus.
Sad, dude. I think my takeaway. I don't know if why do you say humble? Actually,
Because she prepared for the debate. She like hustled. It was clear. Her team researched every single debate with Trump. They saw the lines. Because I went back and saw the Hillary
Yeah.
Clinton debate and the Donald Trump debate. The
Yeah.
first time they ever debated, and so the difference with Hillary and Kamala is Hillary just comes off as more arrogant. Like if you go and watch back her
Yeah.
debate, she does not come off as a genuine candidate. Kamala, there were moments where Kamala looked scripted for sure,
Mhm.
but more times than not, I felt like she was being genuine most of the time because when she was making those faces, like extreme, talk about extreme, like she
Yeah.
had a hand to her chin.
you
she
think that was
like,
genuine?
well, a lot of it was scripted. A lot of it was
Yeah.
scripted, but I'm saying comparatively speaking to Hillary, she
Okay.
came off as more genuine, which
Yeah.
might be just enough
To make it happen.
to make it work for her. Because, bro, in
Yeah.
the first debate, Hillary Clinton is on defense. Donald Trump is on offense.
Yeah.
The roles were switched
You're
this
right.
debate.
Yeah.
The roles
that's
were
true.
switched.
I
Yeah.
don't think she knew how to handle that type of. I don't think Democrat or people knew how to handle that type of person. To your point earlier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But listen.
My
now-
takeaway is this,
yeah.
man. Politics is bullshit. Really, don't put energy. I vote for who you think, but it takes away so much of your energy, man. I remember in high school, dude. I felt like I was way more into it. Remember, we were way more into it. I think back then, and I was an angrier person, dude. I was just an angrier person.
Mm.
And I definitely think it was part of it. Just watching these people attack each other over and over again, and then being old enough to realize not much actually is going to affect my family's life from what either person is saying. Once I realized that it's bullshit, I mean, they're in it for their pockets, really. Not only presidents, but politicians. I was able to say, hey, why I should be focusing on myself, how to grow my pocket. That's what they care about. I'm going to care about that. And I don't do things any corrupt way. I don't do things any democratic way, right?
Mm.
But I should care about that and put energy behind myself, rather, give them energy. I still say vote. Always vote. But vote for who you truly believe in. Don't vote for who your party aligns with.
My biggest takeaway was that politics matters. I disagree in that I don't think it's BS. It's become BS, but politics is supposed to be a healthy part of society. We've made it toxic, and I think we should all take an active approach to combat that negativity from it. There will always be a negative element to politics, but we should never give up completely, because truly politics has the ability to impact every single person in some sort of way. And so obviously we should all vote,
Yeah.
but we should never give up on the system. We should give up on candidates, yes, because they're just people.
Yeah.
You know, they're not saviors by any means. But to truly institute change in America, I do think we need a revolution. I'm not saying a violent revolution, but
Yeah.
a political, peaceful revolution
There does need to be.
of ideas.
Yeah.
We need a revolution of ideas where people say enough is enough to the two-party system.
Yeah.
They stand up to both sides and they're like, no, you're both wrong. You're both liars.
Yeah.
You're both making our country worse. And you then institute true democracy where we don't hate each other just because
Yeah.
of political labels. Like, political labels should not matter.
Yeah.
You know, just because of your opinion on something shouldn't define you as a
Mhm.
person completely. That's what's happened in America. People fear the other side so much. Both sides. I was talking to a lady yesterday, bro, and she was so scared of the other side. I'm not going to say which side, but she was just so scared. She was like, yeah, like, I'm going to move to another country if this happens.
Wow.
And she said, I actually did, like 6 years ago. Not 4, she said 8 years ago, I moved to Germany for 1 year. And I was like, but you came back, right? And I was like, you realize
Yeah.
America is still the greatest
What'd she
country in the
say?
world. She was like, yeah, I came back. But she's like, and now I might not come back. And I was like, come on, give me a
Yeah,
break.
come
Because there's always people who say, I'm going to go to Canada. No one
Yeah.
goes to Canada.
Yeah.
More Canadians actually coming to America.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it
But
is what it is.
Until
But it doesn't need to be what it
Mhm.
is. It is what it is, but it doesn't need to be what it is in
I
terms of
agree.
politics.
Until the super PACs and special interest groups are gone, and people can actually and media is neutral, that's when I'll believe again, man.
Media will always have a bias, though.
Yeah.
But young people, Gen Z Speaks is the name of this podcast. Young people need to realize, don't be brainwashed by Democrats or Republicans.
Yeah.
Don't get brainwashed by these political parties because they want the next generation of people to carry the mantle
Right.
of negativity, carry this mantle forward, keep dividing the country. So young people listening, don't just vote because, you think the other side is bad. Do your research, and it's okay to support third-party candidates. You're not a bad person for not voting for a certain candidate.
You put me into depression with this one.
Why? I entertained you for the first 26 minutes.
It's funny, bro, but it's actually sad.
What? That Donald Trump is
Not even
running for
Donald, bro.
president?
Everybody, bro, everything. It's like it's just sad, dude. Seeing the people that we have, not even in presidents, but like even just politicians, just like the senators and
yeah.
Congress people, and even local, bro. I've spoken to some of these local guys. They're arrogant, bro. Like they're the shit. It's like, buddy, you're like the mayor of Downey. No, but it doesn't really matter.
It does matter. The local politics matters probably more than even,
Maybe,
like,
bro,
state
but you shouldn't be
politics.
arrogant, bro.
I agree. Yeah. No, that's the thing.
It-
Power corrupts. Any little power
it's
you
not
get, it
even
corrupts.
power. Like it's literally, it's
Well,
not
people
even.
view it as power. No, it is. They definitely have
Yeah.
influence. But that's the thing, bro. People, you know why these terrible people are getting into these positions of power? Because normal people don't care. They've given up.
Yeah.
And I'm understanding it's not your fault, but right now, technically, it is your fault because you're not caring.
There's nobody to revitalize us. That's the problem. There's nobody to make us believe. That's the issue.
People have given up hope because they've. Well, I think that's why you need a revolution. you know?
But who? That's the question.
It doesn't. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's
Of
gonna
course
take.
not.
It's gonna take years.
Yeah.
But it's gonna start off with this understanding of people coming together and realizing that they're being brainwashed by two political parties.
I don't see any George Washingtons coming about, any Benjis. I'm not seeing any Thomas Jeffersons. That was actually, if you think about it, man, that was a revolutionary time, dude. All these
It
people.
literally was a revolution.
No, yeah, true. It was.
It was a
too-
revolution.
it
The
was too
American
perfect.
Revolution.
It was too perfect. The people that came together, they're literally all badasses.
Well,
It's pretty amazing.
a lot of them were slave owners, but yes, they had their faults. But the
Yeah.
point is, they got together despite their differences, and
Yeah.
they disagreed a lot.
Yeah.
And they literally overthrew the most powerful political empire in the world. Think about that,
It's
bro.
insane.
13 colonies.
It's insane.
They were basically they
Yeah.
hated the British. They hated Britain.
Yeah.
They immigrated and they stood up. God
Against them,
damn,
bro.
that's crazy. That's
Crazy,
amazing.
Yeah.
So that gives me more hope now, actually, thinking back in that way. Like, yes, the system right now
Yeah.
is rigged against normal people. Sorry to say. I don't want to sound like Trump. It is rigged against
No, it
normal,
is.
but it is.
It's
It's
literally, rigged against us.
against people. And we can fight back, though. We can fight back peacefully. And make sure our voices are heard by standing up to the system and caring more about politics, caring more. So we don't have these arrogant people like the mayor of Downey. I don't know if he's actually arrogant. You just
And-
give an example.
Yeah, that was an example. I'd never talked to the mayor of Downey.
Okay.
I've never talked.
Maybe
to
the mayor of Downey
Yeah,
is a
yeah,
great
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Maybe he is the George Washington.
maybe he's a great guy. I don't know.
Maybe he's the next Thomas
Yeah.
Jefferson. We don't know. But
We also didn't have bombs back then.
well, we had weapons.
We had
though.
cannons,
We had cannons. Yes,
but
like atomic bombs. No, obviously.
no, we didn't have like grenades. We didn't have grenades back
We
then.
didn't-
That would take a person out. That would take 3 people out. We didn't have anything to take 3 people out back then. They had, but yeah, even TNT is like, yeah,
Hey man, all I know is they overthrew the most politically powerful
Yeah.
empire.
it's a more difficult time to start a revolution right now than it was back then.
Well, I think it might be easier to start a peaceful a revolution of information where people,
Yeah,
it's easier than ever to influence people.
I appreciate your optimism.
It was hard, bro, back then. How did they even
It
get
wasn't
people together?
easy.
Newspapers, you had to write to somebody.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, but
was
it was a
hard.
lot easier to hide what you were planning to do. That's for sure. It's impossible to hide what you're planning to do now.
Well, I'm not saying this should be hidden. Hold on a second. I'm not talking for a hidden revolution. I'm talking about a. No, I'm
It
talking
was.
about-
I mean, that was kind of hidden revolution.
well, slow, but that was just a war. Yeah, they couldn't
But-
just be like, oh yeah, you know.
Yeah, but what they were here for 300 years before.
No, not 300. Like 150.
1492.
Well, that's Columbus.
Yeah.
You know, but like I'm talking about pilgrims started to come in what 1600s, right? Somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there.
They were here for like
a couple hundred
it takes
years.
time. Yeah, it takes
Yeah.
time.
I mean, you need time to gather people and say, "Hey, we're gonna do this, or do you agree? Look, we're gonna do this." Now we can do that, but it's not. It's public. Government can instantly react.
But yeah, but you're saying like a revolution of arms. I'm not saying that at all. You know, I'm not saying to stand. I'm saying
Even media is more powerful than.
sure.
Yeah.
That's a good point. But I'm saying it's gonna take. I think the seeds have already been planted for a peaceful
I do agree
revolution.
with that. I do agree with
The
that.
seeds have already been planted on
Yes.
both sides.
Yes.
If you see, you know,
I do agree with that.
if you see the Bernie Sanders wing and the equivalent right wing, they agree on a lot of things. Like populism is growing across the
Yes.
world.
I agree with that.
In our lifetime, we will see
Yeah.
major political
I hope
changes in
so.
American
I'll
society.
be part of it, but I'm not gonna start it.
Start, man. Come on. Maybe a Mexican man
Nah.
rescues America. You never know.
I need more money before I do that.
Huh? It could be Filipino.
Probably not though.
It could be white. It could
Definitely
be
not
black.
Filipinos. Actually,
Why not, man?
they've been
Why are you
taken
being
over.
racist like
they've been
Donald
taken
Trump?
over too many times, bro. They're not the revolutionary types.
No.
Yes, they
no.
have. The Japanese, Americans.
Yeah, but they have their own country.
Spanish.
No, hold on. Don't forget the Filipino Revolution that led to the independence of the great Philippines. I will fight for the Filipinos.
Probably not the best at revolutions, though.
The Filipinos are one of the most resilient people. Genuinely,
Probably
one of the most
not.
resilient
I
people.
probably disagree with that.
Like the Mexicans. Look at the Mexican-American Revolution.
Yeah, well, but the difference is Mexicans fought lots of people and won lots of times.
Mexicans, every gender. I mean, sorry, every. What am I saying? Gender.
That's where a lot of people like to compare Mexicans and Filipinos. That the Philippines is the Mexico of Asia, but that's where we don't align, Mr. Quant. We're fighters, bro. You only have Pacquiao.
Oh, whoa. I think there's.
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
I took it personally.
It's a joke.
I took it personally.
I'm not even. I only have 3% indigenous blood in me. I don't even have that much Mexican in me. Thanks, folks.
Hold on. Every
Only
ethnicity
one?
of people have resilient people, though. I think so.
It was a joke, bro. They all have. Everybody has resilience in them, except
Sadly,
probably the Swedes.
Only Donald Trump can be racist.
the Swedes.
Only Donald Trump can be racist.
You
How
think
dare
Swedish
you?
people have resilience?
Quiet, please. Excuse me. I'm speaking. Bye.